I was going to take out my twists, but it feels like they're not fully dry yet, so I'm gonna give it another few hours while I make some coffee, do a little bit of work, then I'll come back, work my magic. If they're not dry by this afternoon, I'll just keep my twists in and take them out tomorrow or something. All right, I am gonna make some coffee. My mom brought me some really, really delicious coffee beans. I think they're like Australian coffee beans, and it tastes scrumptious. So I think I'm gonna make a little bit of that, and I'm gonna get started on work. It's like 9:15. I did a little like cleaning and tidying around the apartment to make sure that I'm like ready for the workday, and now it's time to actually get ready for the workday. These are the beans, for anybody wondering. They are very delicious. This evening after work, I'm going to paint my nails. Yesterday I did some extensions, like polygel extensions. This is my first time doing polygel nails. If you look at them closely, like you can definitely tell. But all things considered, I think I did a pretty solid job. This being my very first time doing any sort of like polygel nail, I think that they came out pretty darn great, if I do say so myself. This is what I'm thinking for my like nail art inspiration. So we'll see if they turn out that way or if I'm just like way in over my head. Sometimes I just turn on the camera and just see if I can talk and say something of substance. Super bold of me to assume that I could provide any sort of substance to you at 9 in the morning. Tommy and I might be moving back to Boston, funnily enough, in the next few months. As you know, I have moved from Boston to Austin, and it does kind of feel like our time in Austin is coming to a close. So I feel like we're leaving at the right time. I'm trying my best to not think about the packing of it all, but it's hard not to because it's like, that's like the first thing that I'm thinking about. But I'm actually really excited. I love Boston. Boston's a good time. I have a lot of friends there. Tommy has family there. We both went to school in Massachusetts. So it's kind of like we've got a really good community out there. I'm gonna try to have myself a productive week if I can. I know it's easier said than done. I try to have a productive week every week, and it doesn't always work out that way because I am in fact just a girl. But I believe in myself. Women can do anything, and although I shouldn't have to, I can. So that's the mentality I'm going into this with. Wish me luck. So I just had a really, really good therapy session. My therapist and I have been working together for, oh my gosh, going on 4 years now. Crazy. She's been just like such a great resource for me. I absolutely adore her. Today we talked a little bit about productivity and not only giving myself a little bit of grace, but also just kind of like understanding where some of my like negative thoughts about my productivity or perhaps lack thereof come from. And so what we've decided is that I'm going to give that like negative inner mean girl a name. And whenever she is like talking down about me or whenever she is trying to make me feel badly, I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna be like, listen up, girl. You don't know me. And now it's time for me to eat something. It's like, you know, 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten lunch yet, so I am making some fried plantains and I'm heating up some leftovers from the other night when we made steak and potatoes. I love plantains. I've always loved plantains. I've always said that like if I could only ever eat like one food for the rest of my life, it would be plantains. So I have in fact watched part 1 of Bridgerton. Yeah. I feel like I'm really good at like predicting the outcome of like TV shows or movies and shit. Like I feel like I'm really good at noticing like patterns and predicting like what's going to come next. Call it women's intuition, call it childhood trauma, call it what you want. I'm good at it. So I was sitting here watching Bridgerton and I was like, this is obviously how it's gonna go. Like, we already know. They've been teasing the heck out of it for months. Like, we have been like anticipating Bridgerton part 1 for literally the entire year. So now that it's finally here, I binge watched the whole thing. First and foremost, may I just say, the hair and makeup team for Penelope, great work. Love, love, love. However, I do feel like the costumes for literally the rest of the cast are very lackluster. I know that Bridgerton blue is like a very big thing, and you know, all the Bridgertons are always dressed in like pastel blue and lilacs and shit like that, but honestly, this season I feel like everybody's wearing beige. Like everybody's wearing almost like, I don't know, I just feel like the colors are a lot more bland this season, which is a huge bummer because I feel like Bridgerton is always very like fun and funky and colorful. Like even the queen's hair has been like not as good as it normally is. Although there is that one scene when she's like in the ballroom watching people and she's got this like big, almost like a bouffant. I don't even know what it would be called, but on the inside there's like little boats going around. Oh, that was really good. I loved that. Obviously, Colin coming back, Penelope, their little love story is literally, I don't love a friends to lovers trope as much as I like an enemies to lovers. That's what we got the first 2 seasons pretty much, is like, ooh, enemies to lovers. I guess the second season was more forbidden lovers than it was enemies to lovers, but still, same general gist. These two are gonna be friends to lovers to enemies, presumably. We are seeing Penelope come into herself. She's feeling more confident. She's finding a suitor. Somebody's expressed interest in her. I feel like the dude, what's his name? Whatever. The dude who plays like Penelope's love interest who goes to propose to her, he was very bland to me. I'll be so honest. I know they kind of did that on purpose so that we don't lose interest in Colin, but to be completely fair and honest, I feel like he was honest the whole time, but he expressed interest in Penelope, and then he expressed interest in Cressida, and then like they were doing this argument back and forth, fighting for the boy, and then he kind of chooses Penelope because he feels like, oh, I love that you have your own interests, so that when I'm leaving you for months at a time, you don't mind because you're invested in your own interests in life. He's gonna let you rock, you know what I mean? He's not gonna be overbearing. That being said, Penelope is a lover. Okay, she's a lover girl. PR rep of lover girls worldwide. She's over here reading romance novels. She's a romantic. She wants to feel and fall in love. She wants to marry for love. Can you blame a girl? She's literally just a girl. This guy's a little bit more practical. He's like, I don't know if I foresee us falling in love necessarily, because to be honest, I'm literally never gonna be home. So I don't really know how that could make any sense for us. And obviously she's like disappointed in this, but she knows consciously like this is like a good decision for me. But then Colin's bitch ass interrupts and then ruins her chances with this dude, and then it's like, pick me, love me. I love this shade for Colin. Like, I love this for Colin. And also, like, could you have handled this better? Yes. Like, you have just spent like literal weeks watching this dude court your girl, and you thought you waited until literally the night he was going to propose. You know what? I hate it. I hate this trope. I hate this trope so much in TV and movies, where the guy love interest waits until the fucking wedding. You know what I mean? Like, they wait until they're literally about to lose to be like, this is the fire I needed to profess my love for you. I love you. Pick me, choose me, love me. Like, Colin, okay. You have been literally dreaming about and staring down at this girl for the last 2 weeks, and you haven't said a damn thing. And now that you're like, oh, I could lose her for real. You want to say something? Understandably, Penelope is like, fuck yeah. Because first of all, she's just a girl. And second of all, The dude who she's had a crush on and been basically in love with since she was what, like 12, 13, maybe younger, is finally expressing interest in her. And he's like, pick me, choose me. And she's obviously gonna choose love over not love. We all know what's gonna happen in fucking part 2, right? He's gonna find out that she's Lady Whistled Out, or she's gonna tell him, or somebody's gonna tell him, and they're gonna get into a tiff and be like, oh, I love you, I never meant to hurt you. And then he's gonna be like, is that why you've been talking shit about my family for years? And she's gonna be like, I never meant to hurt you. And he's gonna be like, too late, you already have. At the end of the day, I know that Penelope is Gossip Girl. Like, I know that Penelope is out here orchestrating the drama in the town. And also, without her, the town would be so fucking boring, right? What the hell else is there for rich people to do in the 1800s? Gossip, right? You're welcome. And 2, to be completely fair and honest, she's literally just a girl with a hobby and interests. And she deserves happiness as well. I think she deserves to be happy. I'm rooting for her. Like, I know she's problematic, but she's my problematic babe, you know? Like, I want her to get the guy at the end of the day. Because I'm a girl's girl. I'm rooting for the girls. Actually, this entire season though, speaking of being a girl's girl and always rooting for the girls, this entire season, ooh, I want so badly for her and Eloise to make up. Like, I want Penelope and Eloise to be friends again. So much more than I want Penelope to be with Colin. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm not even rooting for Colin as much as I'm rooting for Eloise. Like, I'm not rooting for Penelope and Colin as strongly as I'm like hoping and praying that Eloise and Penelope can be friends again. Once again, for the girls. I did do my nails yesterday. I think they turned out pretty dang cute. Yesterday we watched Challengers, and can I just say, I loved it. The score, the music in it was just like to die for. Zendaya is amazing. What I found so interesting is that it's just such a small cast. Like, it's really just 3 people. And they also have like such incredible chemistry together. I feel like Challengers has been very much hyped up as like a very sexual movie. However, I feel like it's much more of a sensual movie than it is a sexual movie. And what I mean by that is that there's actually not a lot of like sex in it. There's not too much intimacy in that regard. There's a lot of vulnerability. There's a lot of flirting. There's a lot of eye contact. There's a lot of face close-ups. There's a lot of sweating. Like, there's a lot of like vulnerability and intimacy without actually like incorporating sex into it, which I thought was really, really cool. I think I want to see it again. It was just like a fun, funky, flirtatious movie. I went to go check on the laundry only to discover that our washing machine is leaking. There was a huge puddle of water on the floor. I'm so happy that I caught it. I feel like the universe is really looking out for me right now, but it has been an eventful afternoon. Needless to say, we have put in a maintenance request and like work order to check in on that. Luckily, we were kind of already beginning the spin cycle of things, so all of the like major flooding had already happened. I was able to just like turn off the washing machine and start just cleaning things up and drying things off. And yeah, huge bummer, I won't lie, but whatever. I mean, it could have been worse. I'm grateful that it wasn't, and that's all. It is like 4:45. I've just logged off of a couple of work meetings and I have to wrap some things up for work before I go and just like enjoy my evening. However, a couple of the things that I do have to do for work require me to go outdoors and like film some reels for my company's Instagram. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna like wrap some things up and then I will get dressed and get ready to go outside and record some videos basically. And then tomorrow I will like edit all of the above and call it a day. I feel like because of the adrenaline of the whole like leaking laundry room situation, I am so like out of it. It's hard for me to focus right now, but I just have to like check a couple things off my to-do list before I can like enjoy the rest of my evening. So wish me luck. So the maintenance men came over and figured out what was wrong with our washing machine. Turns out it was just like installed like pretty crappily, and it was only a matter of time before something like that happened. But they basically just like screwed in like a pipe that had just been like screwed in wrong, or like just wasn't screwed in all the way and just had like slowly but surely detached itself. So luckily we have a working washing machine that is not leaking anymore. Feeling really grateful about that. I've been working on this crochet project for probably like a year now, and I'm finally done. Like I finally have finished it. I basically took the scraps of like a couple other projects that I was working on and I put them all into one. I'd made one of these like, I don't even know what you would call these. I think it's super cute. I think it turned out really well. I love the colors. You know, before I wear this out, I need to like tuck in all of the excess yarn, but all things considered, I think it turned out really well. Yes, it did take me a year to do. What about it? So we just went to Target, lots and lots of fun. I got a lot of fun stuff at Target I'm really excited about. I finally got myself a new brown belt because the light brown belt I have right now is falling apart. I got myself some cute new earrings, some new hair products. So all in all, successful trip. And now we're gonna go grocery shopping. Yeah. We've been putting off grocery shopping for like almost 2 weeks now, so it's time. So our friend is having like a going away party, which is very bittersweet. She's moving to New York, so I'll be seeing a lot of her, but unfortunately she's not going to be in town for much longer, which is really, really sad, and I hate to see her go. We're supposed to dress up for this function, so I'm really excited. I just threw on a new skirt that I got from this Australian company called Verge Girl. I really like their stuff. I'll give you a little fit check. It's a linen maxi skirt. I think it's just the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I sized up. I was worried that it was actually gonna be a little too small because linen isn't very stretchy. So I sized up a size, which now I'm a little bit regretting because I feel like the dress is falling down a little bit, or excuse me, the skirt. But half of me wonders if that's actually just like the look, if that's the vibe of the skirt, if it's supposed to be a little bit more low rise, because low rise is so back right now. So I don't know, we'll see. I actually just got these earrings from Target on my little Target run today. When we get back, I have to show you like a full haul of everything I got. I got a lot of stuff today. I spent like almost $100 at Target today. And in my defense, a third of that literally was my hair products. Curly hair products are expensive. So just saying in my defense, but whatever.